can do that, life just flows easily and effortlessly. The things you manifest, you don't need to chase so hard. You don't need to burn out yourself. Because before, when I was building my business, I try to chase this goal, that goal, and I need to, have all this to-do list and all that. But once I just work on myself, I just naturally, expressing what I can bring to the table. My clients just fly to me. I don't need to, I don't need to chase them anymore.
Welcome back to another episode of Rewiring Health. I'm so honored to have Helen Ye Plehn on the podcast today. So thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Kelly.
Yes, I love what we're going to talk about today. And I found it so personally fascinating. And I think it's going to really resonate with so many people. But before we get into everything we're going to talk about, do you mind just sharing your journey and how you got into everything you speak about, what inspired your book, everything that led up to that?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that my personal wake-up call is back in 2011. So like 15 years ago, because I was studying up to the PhD degree, not really knowing of what I really want. I was born and raised in China, so I was taught that if I, get all A's at school, marry a good husband, have a high-paying job, my life will look successful and happy. However, that wasn't the answer for me. Because in 2011, I was at my last year of my PhD program, graduating, got engaged to my current husband. Luckily, we're still married to this day. So from the outside world, and I'm on set to become a professor. So on the outside world, it's like, wow, it's great. You have a steam job, you have a nice family, and I thought that was successful. But however, I was deep in anxiety and depression, and I actually got to the ER visit due to a panic attack, because I was deeply not in alignment with what the heck I'm born here to do. So that was my wake-up call. And after that, during the healing journey of my anxiety and depression, I find meditation. Because I was like, I begin to ask three really deep questions that I never thought before. Who am I? Why am I here? How can I be happy? So with those three questions in the back of my head, I enter into my first yoga and meditation teacher training. I still remember the first time when I meditate within a group. That was one of the oldest yoga studios in Philadelphia at the time. And Shiva Das and Ed Zetlow, I actually mentioned them in the book. They were my early yoga and meditation teachers. I was crying and sobbing like a baby. I did not expect that. Now, I've never meditated in my life, to be honest, because I was born like not religious or not in spiritual in any way, very scientific background, so I really don't know what to expect when I sit in meditation. Wow, but that was mind-blowing to me, because I feel like someone bigger is holding me the whole time, like a loving presence that's there, almost like a mother, that I feel home, like I feel really safe. So that was my first experience. And after that, I literally get addicted to meditation, like, because I want to go back to that yummy place every time when it comes, right? And after 3 months of my daily meditation, my anxiety is gone. Like, not gone, like I was off all the medication. So my meditation becomes my medication in just 3 months time. And I actually got more hooked to meditation rather than the asana or the yoga poses practices. I still do them, but I like that's to prep for me to sit in a more present state. Until this day, 15 years passed by, I never, there was not one day that I did not meditate. When the times are really tough, I would just take 5 deep breaths, like conscious breath, saying that, okay, today that's my meditation practice. And because of that, 7 years in my daily meditation, I begin to tune into the spirit realm. And I had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening in 2018. So I began in 2011. 2018, I had my Kundalini awakening. Well, I've read about it in the text books. I never know what to expect when it comes to me. And my third eye was wide open. I begin to see spirit realms. I began to see auras that around people, living things, plants, animals, you name it, I see it. And spirit guides in the other realms, angels, ascended masters. We call them ETs, but they are star beings. And also animal spirit, fairies, ancestors that are past. So it took me at least 2, 3 months to kind of integrate that energy, like being able to shut it, turn it on and off, because when I do not shut it down in public spaces, it's actually quite overwhelming. But to make a story short, that really changed the trajectory of my life. So after the wake up call, I know that I have to do something that's more creative rather than data analysis. Because even the therapist I at the time I was working with, she said that, well, you're a totally free spirit. I don't see you working in a academic institute. I'm like, yeah, right, hell no. So okay, so anyway, so I went back to school, get my second master degree, and become a interior architect and designer. And then when my daughter was born, I reconnected my father's lineage. I'm a third generation Feng Shui master. So basically, he's the second. I basically born, live, and breathe and just do that naturally every single day. Um, so I use Feng Shui interior design principles to my clients, and depending on their birth element and the lucky directions, I would create custom crystal grids, because I also certify in crystal healing, and paintings that I channel for with their soul flowers and soul aura color, as a remembrance of who they truly are. And that really hit it off, because it's really in alignment with my soul's purpose. When you are choosing your soul purpose, the universe rise up to meet you. So that was my first version of my business until I got my Kundalini awakening. Then I went into more of a spiritual teaching and healing side of things, because I can relay spirit messages to people. And around 2022, so about 4 years after my Kundalini awakening, that I worked on energy in a very intimate way, I begin to perceive this aura color wheel system that I wrote this book about. So it's basically, what I see is that there were 3 different type of aura colors, and one this book focus on is called the soul aura color. So that's the one that's around your heart chakra. So basically, when your soul incarnated to this planet, what energy it brought in. And the stronger aura layers, there were, each of us typically have 2. Those are the colors that our soul mostly radiating, right? And the color that I did not see as vibrant or bright, like a little bit dimmer, then I know that this particular aura layer, that the person has a wound that's coming into the soul, and he or she is working through it. And that's kind of the beginning of formulating the aura color wheel system. And there were actually like 4 channeling experience into the whole the system coming into fruition. It's actually all channeled. When I mention channel writing or system that's channel, it means that I was kind of in a trance state. So basically, I'm in a meditative state. My brainwave is in theta. So then I do really fast writing, like a automatic writing. And sometimes the words come out of it, I didn't even know what it means. I'm not joking. It's like, what is that? Like there was a 20-question quiz everybody can take to identify their soul aura color. So those time, like there was a question that's full of times, dates, and year. And when I was writing them, I literally thought I was going nuts. I'm like, okay, what's going on, right? So it's a lot of numbers, dates, and all that. And then later on, I literally have to Google check, like, what is this? What is this about? It's literally my spirit team, the Dragon's Eye, was trying to figure out a person's Chiron sign in their astrology chart. I'm like, wow, this is so smart. They're trying to figure out the person's wound. Like when your soul enter in your body, what is your wound? So that's kind of a long way of summarizing of where it is, but it kind of brings you about like a full spectrum of what it brought me here today.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, there's so much I want to unpack. I just want to go
Okay.
off the last thing you said because I was so curious about that in your quiz with all the dates. So
Yeah.
like so that was all channel those dates because I was like I didn't see my birthday in there. I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting." I don't like they seem so random, but that's so interesting.
Yeah, I know. They seem very random to me too.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when you watch those movies, a kid just writing a bunch of numbers on the walls, like what the heck that means.
Yeah.
That's when what I was doing. So like when people ask, is this so easy? Like how do you know my soul aura color if I just take a quiz, really? It's because those are channel wisdom, meaning that I did not design that quiz myself using my logical brain or my cognitive ability. It's
Mhm.
literally like divine information. I was just serving as a channel and write down all those. And then I literally had to Google it. What is this? Like I literally like I have no idea what that means. And then
Yeah.
later on I realized, oh, that's that they're trying to figure out your Chiron sign. So it's in a range.
Mhm.
And if you don't fall in that, don't worry about it. It just means that, it's in that particular archetype, you don't have that wound. That's all that is.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so accurate. It's crazy. It's more than 50,000 people already taken this quiz. And like 95% of the respondent rate is like, oh my gosh, this is so accurate. You're just talking to my soul. How do you know all of this? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's divine knowledge. If it is wisdom, you know that in your heart, it's like, wow, this is wisdom.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on.
You're so right because like I took it and then when I got the feedback, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like I was just saying to you, it's spot on. I was like, it feels like truth because it really spoke, especially to this place in my life. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I was a forest, my color is forest, and my wound was red, and I'm like, that's exactly pertains to like what I feel like I'm here for. Like I feel like in the last 3 years, I had a few epiphanies of like, oh, this is like bigger than what I realize.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose of this system, Kelly, actually. I'm so glad you deeply resonate because remember the beginning, I asked these three questions. Who am I? Why am I here? And how can I be happy?
Yeah.
If I know myself deeply, if I know, oh, this is my gift, oh, this is my wound that I'm healing, it puts me in the driver's seat instead of the victimhood, instead of going through the flow. Now I know, okay, like for example, I was born as a artist soul gift archetype. If I'm not doing that, of course I'm not happy. Of course I have anxiety and depression, right? So if I reclaim my artist like at the right of the back, that's what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, maybe I don't need to deal with the sufferings, right? And the same thing with like your wounds. If you are aware of it, okay, if I'm healing my ancestral trauma, if I know I have some past life wounds, okay, this is what I'm going through. It's not like I'm a victim, like why this has happened to me. Rather than that, I'm like, okay, so this is this is my energy that coming in, and I'm just unpacking it so that next lifetime when I reincarnate, I don't need to deal with the same task or same assignment again. So that's so empowering. And what I love this system, it's actually how dynamic it is. It's not like as our soul, we grow. A lot of aura readers will come to me and saying that, hey, Helen, by the way, how do you tell one soul's purpose if the aura changes all the time? And I'm like, yeah, because your soul also evolve. Once you heal your red aura layer wound, like, you said, Kelly, maybe it's no longer your red, no longer your wound. Maybe you're upgraded to a different soul gift archetype, and you be another aura layer become most pressing to heal, become your new wound. So that's the cool thing about it. It's like you can like almost like choose your own adventure game. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like I healed this and then I become that. Wow, that's cool. Like because I remember, like, if you heal your red aura layer, if you're a forest, you're visionary. So you
Mhm.
have really powerful yellow and violet aura layer. So if you heal your red, you can combine with your violet aura layer and become a researcher archetypes, right? So maybe put all your teachings into a book, doing research and things like that. So it's like it opens up infinite potential, and that's the truth in the quantum field. When I see, when I tune in with my third eye, so it's like,
Mhm.
wow, that's really cool. And Also, when I mentioned that, some of you, if you're psychic, you can perceive aura, you know that there are three types of auras. Like what I was talking about is the soul aura, and that takes the longest time to change because, it takes years to kind of integrate a wound. It's not like, seconds. But your mood aura, that can changes all the time, and that's around your face. And you can just intuitively pick it up. If a person's face is turning red, you know that, well, he's getting angry or he's shy, depending on the behavior, right? It's very apparent. That's just like, around your face. That changes all the time. And your personality aura, that's, says about your personality. Are you outgoing? Are you introvert? Are you intuitive? Are you analytical? And that's around your head, and that's semi-permanent. It only changes when substantial life events happen, significant that alter your personality a little bit. Now, children does change a little bit more often because they're still molding their personality. But once you reach adulthood, it's pretty much formed. So that's like the three different type of aura colors that I want to differentiate them so that you don't get confused. It's like, how do you know my soul's purpose just because something is changing all the time?
Yeah, that really clears it up and it makes it sense. It's like the depth of that and understanding that really helps to kind of give that clarity. And I'm curious, like when so you talk about like when you heal one wound, how do you know like if you have healed that wound? Like what would be a way to determine like if that's where you want to put your energy into healing that wound, or is it like
Yes.
already healed?
That's such a great question. Everybody wants to know. Yeah, like I'm focusing on that, then how do I know, right?
Yeah.
So basically, a wound can manifest in four different ways. It
Mhm.
can manifest a physical symptom. If you have a physical symptom around that area, around that chakra or aura layer, that you know that that's a wound right there. That's like a physical symptom. For
Mhm.
me, it's very apparent because I when I was a child, I have constant nose bleeding and strep throat. It's like, is
Mhm.
it apparent enough? That's a throat chakra wound, right?
Yeah.
And the second thing is that's a physical. And the second thing, it can be emotional, right? Especially if your wound is in your sacral chakra. um, you know, you get recurring negative emotions around that particular chakra energy. And that's also listed in the book. Like each chakra or each aura layer has an emotion, positive and negative, associated with it. If you keep getting angry, rage, like all of these, that's, that your yellow aura layer or your solar plexus chakra is out of place, right? So you know that you need to heal that. And then another thing is mental. If you have a negative thought, either about negative self-talk or something about yourself, that. And then every mental pattern also follows a different energy, then you know that that's out of whack. And the last thing is spiritual. If your third eye is like, you cannot access your intuitive gift, or we all have it. So it might be blocking your violet aura layer or your third eye chakra. Or if you have like a past life dream, sometimes you get that, like, I don't know why it feels so familiar and I have a fear around that, right? So that's probably your root chakra talking, hey, by the way, you need to look into this, or your relationship patterns, things like that. So you pick those up. So when you consciously healing that, no matter it's physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, if the symptom no longer bothers you, or it doesn't have to be 100% gone, but if it is 90% gone and you're very aware of it, oh, it comes again, and that's one of my old patterns, I know how to deal with it, and you are in the driver's seat again. Like, just like right now, I'm not in the victimhood, like I'm not stuck in this hamster wheel, like you're out of this, and then you have a huge sense of release. It's almost like, whew, like I can sit with myself comfortably with that particular issue now. So
Mhm.
that's when you know that I no longer have that. Yeah.
Mhm.
And one example is, like, I personally heal my ancestral trauma. That's a really deep wound that I had with my mom. We always
Mhm.
constantly fighting, and she's still
Yeah.
living with me.
Mhm.
But that really gets really deep healing. Now, this takes years, okay? This takes a few years of process, 3 to 5 years, from the way that I'm aware of it till it's healed. But you know that this work once you begin healing it, it not only influence your personal auric field, it literally lift up the whole ancestry line. So what I'm talking is like not only my daughter doesn't get this pattern passed down, but also even my mom gets to heal. So it was a really deep internal inner work. When I heal my negative pattern with her, and this literally just happened last year, 2025 in August. She actually was diagnosed with stage 1 liver cancer. Now that's a wound in the yellow aura layer. And I tuned into her spirit team. I knew that she has anger and resentment towards her parents when she was young. You see, like I used to have anger and resentments to her, but because I forgive her, like I already like resolved that on my end, that triggers her to heal her relationship with her parents. And the symptom is physical. Now, of course, it can be mental, emotional, spiritual. It can be anything. It happens to her. It just be a physical thing. Then all I did, because she's not woo, like she doesn't believe in any of these.
Yeah.
All I told her is I just relay information. I said, Mom, maybe it's time to forgive Grandpa and Grandma and release the anger inside of you. I think that's what's killing you. She was like sobbing. I was like, wow. I'm like, and then she didn't talk. I think that's about it. Like, I don't think she's not the type that have deep conversations. So what happened is that I told her that, and then the next day she has a procedure. It's called the Y90 procedure to basically kill that particular cell in when you're early stage of cancer, liver cancer. So we had to stay in a hotel because the procedure is super early, like 6 a.m. in the morning. And that morning, I've never seen her bow down on her knees and pray. I've never seen her pray in my whole life. That's my first time that she opened up the curtain, she bowed down on her knees, and she said that God, universe, whatever that is, because we're not religious. She said that I forgive my parents. Please save me. And that's the prayer that she said. And I can see her auric field lift up. And that day, right after the procedure, the doctor told me that, wow, she's receiving this so well. I would expect that she could heal from that. And of course, it takes 2-3 months to all the scans and all that stuff that comes in. But at that time, I have no doubt in my head, I already believe that that's already done. And that's the truth. 3 months later, we find out the cancer was gone. So look at this. If you heal from a soul level, that you can deal with it at a deep, deep level like this, it's not only you, everyone around you, even in the collective consciousness. Now, talking about this is not just me, my mom, and my daughter not going to receive this, and even her parents. And by the way, even the collective Asian female wound, it's going to lift it. So you're not only healing yourself, you're healing your family, you're healing your community, you are healing literally the world in the collective. So the souls are all connected. We're all one. So that's why it's like so powerful when you do this type of inner work. And also once you deal with that, your light quotient, I call it the light quotient. So your light body can embody even more light, and your manifestation becomes much faster. So do we all want who are we, why we're here, and how can we be happy, right? Do we all want love, abundance, health, respect, everything, right? Fundamentally, we're seeking the same thing. You just have your own definition of what's love, what's abundance, what's health, right? To you, that's fine. But fundamentally, we all want the same thing. And who are we fundamentally, energetically? We are light. We are made up of this light bulb. And if we clean up our light and we embody more light, more and more of these good things that we want just magnetize to our field. You don't need to chase. You literally just attract. So it's not only about healing, but also about manifesting. So that's who we are. And how can we be happy? We make conscious choice that's in alignment with our soul. What does that mean? We need to keep evolving, right? That means to use our gift to be of service. And that means also to heal our wounds and learn our soul lessons. And in the end, all our layers, all of the aura layers should be balanced and whole to a degree. I'm not talking about perfectionism, I'm just talking about, in general, your aura is healthy and vibrant, and mainly we radiating white at that point, or gold. And guess what that color symbolize? That's what Jesus Christ and Buddha that have walked the human path achieve enlightenment. Why they call this path enlightenment? Because at a soul level, we're all light. We just going back to that where we are, like going back to embodying that, natural light. And that's when, we call it miracles or magic or all of these happens. It's because, like your aura is so clean, you can pretty much manifest anything instantaneously. Like, in this like Jesus Christ, right? This second he can heal a human body, become a healer in this time, and then the next second he can become a visionary to lead a troop to achieve a vision, right? And then the next second he can become a teacher. He can teach you wisdoms. Why? Because you can shape shifting any different single archetypes. There were 9 universal soul gift archetypes and 36 soul aura color in this system, and you are able to be everything, like literally everything, everywhere, all at once. That's what it is.
It's so profound. Thanks so much for sharing your story. Again, it just gives that example of like how deep this work is. And I'm
Yes.
just curious because like from my experience and like so many people I've talked to like on this podcast, a big like theme I find in people's lives is like, you grow up as a child, you have some wounding and belief systems, and then you go through life kind of unaware of all those. And then you go through a lot of like turmoil and complex situations, and then you finally get to the point where you're in so much pain, you're like, I can't live like this, and then you're open to something else. Is that part of this journey of our life, that we have to almost be unaware of things to then become open and move towards the light?
Well, I would say that actually, knowing yourself, I would call like Lao Tzu saying, it's on my book, the first page. Knowing yourself is enlightenment. So
Mhm.
if we have the subject of self study in our schooling or in all our lifetime, we
Yeah.
don't need to be always unaware or unknown. We are supposed to know. And that's actually meditation is actually one of the requirements in early schooling. Like we sit and just be comfortable alone, be ourselves, to sit with our thoughts, to be aware of what's going on in our body. But because of this society, this man-made system that just get us out of it, we are not in sync with nature anymore. We are not in sync with our body, our soul, our thoughts anymore. That's why we become unaware. I would say that we become asleep, basically.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't think that's the natural pattern, but that's what the society make us into right now. And that's why we need to go back to be awakened.
Mhm.
Ideally, we should have a Harry Potter school in every single subject, in every
Yeah.
single school subject, right? So it's like, that's how I teach my daughter, by the way, like to be aware of her current state, like to
Mhm.
name your emotions, to name your thoughts, to don't place judgment on them. If you're feeling guilty or shameful, that's okay. Name them, and process them. If you can teach your child at the beginning how to do that, you don't need to be numb all this life until the life throw rocks at you to turn it around. You
Yeah.
can be really self-aware and know that, oh, I'm feeling angry right now. I want to express my anger using this way, but how about, like, if you can name them, it's half of the battle. That clarity or that self-awareness is literally half of the battle. So this is what this system is going to help you, like, become aware, so that you don't wait until that pebble. If the life just throw you a little pebble, you already kind of know, okay, this is what's going on. Instead of until it has to throw you rocks, until you have to hit rock bottom, or finally you course correct. Just like me, like asleep until 2011, all of a sudden hit rock bottom. Okay, now are you going to course correct? Because this is not your soul's path, right?
Yeah.
But if you, like, from then on, I actually study all the spiritual wisdom that I can possibly study on self-discovery. I would say that I'm expert in all of them, like
Mhm.
human design, gene keys, numerology, Western and Vedic astrology, Feng Shui, birth element, Guan number, Chinese zodiac, you name it, I've studied it. And they all come to a common theme, because this book is about self-discovery. They all come to a common theme, like, oh wow, my soul incarnated this lifetime already carry all these imprints that I have no idea about. Now, because of this self-study, I literally have a journal about myself, like reflection. I journal an hour before I go to bed, what's going on that day. That gives me so much clarity. It's much better than going to any therapist office, any authority, taking 1,000 different courses and still don't know who the heck you are. If you're really into this, I mean, meditation, like literally just sitting 10 minutes with yourself and just be comfortable with the silence, or with a guided meditation with sufficient frequency, it's already sufficient. Look, this is what it brought me to here today. 7 years of doing this day in and out. Now, at the time, I did not expect to have any, revelation or spirit connection. I literally just want to heal my anxiety and depression. That was very simple. I just don't want to go back to take the medication that have all the side effects, to be honest. But then it led me to clearer and clearer of what I want, what I desire, and what my boundary is, right? You can set firm boundary. You will say yes. When you say yes, it means holy yes. When you say no, it means a sacred no. And that's so important, that because a lot of people, they don't even know what they really want to begin with. And remember, that's half the battle. If you actually know who you are, what you want to contribute, what you want to receive, oh my gosh, it makes the game much easier and life flow much easier. So I would say, going back to the question, you were saying that, like, do we have that moment to
Mhm.
hit the rock bottom to course correct? I would say no. If you kind of like preventatively knowing yourself so much, like study all these systems. I have a synthesized reading of all of it, and then you realize, oh, this is it. Like there was just a few patterns. You get so clear. That's what putting yourself in your driver's seat means, and or you are your destiny's orchestra. You are the one, literally,
Mhm.
because you know yourself so much. And that's what my work is all about, actually, to know yourself.
Yeah, I love that. It takes your power back. And like one thing I love about your book is like it's a working book. Like literally it's not one you just leave on the shelf. Like I find like you would just come back to it time and time again because of how dynamic it
Yeah.
is and how many you have so many resources in there, so many tools. Like it really is powerful. And I'm curious about if you have a soul wound and then you heal that soul wound, can later in life, if something happens, can you then acquire that soul wound again?
Yes, but it will be to a different level or to a different degree.
Mhm.
So, for example, the first time, like if you're born with a particular soul wound, that's probably taking the longest time for you to really heal it at a deep level.
Mhm.
But once you've healed it, like for example, my soul wound was in my throat chakra. And also that's why my soul has to put me in a male dominant society and Chinese culture. Female
Mhm.
cannot talk.
Yeah.
So that's my test. You see, that's my soul sign up. I sign up to get this, right?
Mhm.
So once I heal that now I still occasionally get, strep throat. Now I still get, occasionally when I public speak, like I have a little bit blocks here and there, but I know that it's not as deep as the first time around that and I'm aware of it. That's the difference. The difference is the awareness. When you work on a soul wound for a while or deep, like it, in and out, when it comes back, because like right now I'm manifesting an even higher level of business, and I know that requires my entrepreneur archetype to be up on board, and that requires a really lit up yellow aura layer and throat chakra and the blue aura layer. So when whatever you want to manifest is almost like when your soul gets an upgrade to the next level, you kind of know, oh, that's like I'm here now, I know that's my next level goal. And you need to match that frequency. to manifest that particular, outcome.
Mhm.
Because right now I'm embodying three different soul gift archetypes. So the more level that you heal, like the more aura layers that you have healed, the more soul gift archetype you can embody simultaneously. And because what I want to achieve requires all of them, it requires me being a teacher, entrepreneur, and artist, and actually healer at the same time. Okay, so that's why once you require what you want to decide, you want to match that, because there was a version of you that's closer to your higher self, right? So you want to get to that, and then that particular wound that was in the past, it's going to require an even higher frequency this time, and it will come in your life in a different circumstance, or certain challenges, you will say, right? um because it requires now my public speaking even better. I need to horn in that, like really be authentic of who I truly am. So okay, so life situations will happen and throw you in another way, that okay, I need to relearn again. But this time around, it might be faster because you're aware of it, and it also might be not as deep, because you have already like built a foundation work. Like I've learned so much to heal this, and that's why there was a journaling prompt in the book, that like I said that the toolkit that you want to keep. Although I throw different modalities, that you can work on your energy. Some people resonate, maybe, some people like crystal healing. Some people might not like crystal healing. I want to do sufficient frequency music, right? Some people radiating, resonate with sound. Some people resonate with Ayurveda, because that heals my physical body. And you need to try it, kind of like see which one works for you. And then you have a personalized, almost like a emergency box, in your medicine cabinet, right? I have my energy toolbox. Okay,
Yeah.
so I know that if I want to heal my blue aura layer, sufficient frequency is my go-to. I play that music in my background. I chant. I do chanting. I do like you have a little box that
Mhm.
you've tried in the past. I've tried this on this aura layer. It seems like this work, that doesn't work. This work, that doesn't work. Okay, so now I have a personalized toolbox. Okay, the next time I need to go back to my red aura layer. Now I know. Okay, so Feng Shui helps, or I'm just saying, okay, or maybe connecting with my spirit team helps. Like I need Archangel Michael to help me cord cutting. So whatever that had worked in the past, if you keep it in a toolbox, if that particular pattern comes back, you just go back to that. And I can assure you, like I repeated it. That's why you said it's a working book,
Yeah.
because as your soul grow, your toolbox might grow, and you need to edit it a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
completely catering to your soul.
Mhm.
Then now you have you are armed with a huge toolbox. And once you are aware which aura layer is kind of out of whack, no matter it's a physical, emotional, and spiritual symptoms. So visual frequency really worked for my mom, because I put a lot in the background. She has no idea what I'm doing, right?
Mhm.
I did that for her. And
Yeah.
crystal, I
Love
even placed a crystal in her bedroom. She hasn't, she just do whatever you do, right?
Mhm.
I don't know what you're doing. But anyway, so like you try, different
Mhm.
few things, and then you have that. Now you're walking, like every time when I'm aware, you sit in your meditation, you scan your energy field, you know that which aura layer is kind of out of whack. Okay, it feels like my heart chakra needs some boost today. Maybe I just eat some green vegetables. Literally, I'm wearing green today or wearing pink today. And that's already like enough to boost up my energy. So that's why it requires your self-awareness. And then you're required to try different methods. I list out all the toolbox. I'm not saying that you need to try all of it. If you
Mhm.
find that there is one thing that really works for you, stick to you, then have a customized toolbox.
Mhm. Yeah, I love that. It's like filtering through your own, again, you're so about knowing yourself, which is beautiful, and then knowing yourself and then knowing what's for you, what's not for you, that filter of like, here are all the options, but it's like a buffet, here are all
Yeah,
the options,
exactly.
pick what you like.
Yeah. Same
Yeah.
with like meditation style. I know that
Yeah.
not all of the people like to like sit there and do nothing. So that's why I also offer walking meditation.
Mhm.
Like you want gardening or creativity, painting, dancing, what gets you in the flow. Meditation is actually want to bring you to your theta brain wave as often as possible. So it's like, that's what really alters your state of consciousness. So
Mhm.
if you can get into theta in different ways, it doesn't have to be one way. Especially if you are a warrior soul gift archetype, those people cannot sit. They are like actively moving all the time. And like for them, going to the gym, that's her meditation. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's totally fine. You just have to find your way of doing it. Like I don't know, like at least pretty much everything that's out there, I've tried. I've tried Vipassana. I did like a retreat, like you need to be there locked up for 10 days,
Mhm.
literally no talking, right?
Wow.
There is a mantra like the transcendental meditation, basically a pass down a mantra. So because I was so deep into it, I pretty much try every single thing. And then I kind of like this, I understand their style, what's mantra meditation, what's this meditation, what's that. And then that, and sometimes I want a particular one more than the other
Mhm.
because of my particular energy composition, not because I know myself very, very well. And to be honest, that's the only one assignment for every single soul in this lifetime is to study yourself so well,
Mhm.
to study yourself. So know yourself. That's the first assignment. Accept yourself because you're going to see some of your shadows. No
Mhm.
matter, like, no one is perfect. You have to completely accept the good thing and the bad thing as it is. Love yourself. Once you accept yourself, love yourself as who you are, and
Mhm.
then express yourself. And I think that's all our assignments. And if
Mhm.
you can do that, life just flows easily and effortlessly. The things you manifest, you don't need to chase so hard. You don't need to burn out yourself. Because before, when I was building my business, I try to chase this goal, that goal, and I need to, have all this to-do list and all that. But once I just work on myself, I just naturally, expressing what I can bring to the table, my clients just fly to me. I don't need to, I don't need to chase them anymore. Like my first interior design client, my business is not even formed. But because I was on my soul's path, because the universe just sent me a client. Hey, by the way,
Mhm.
this wedding gown showroom lady want to hire you already. Wrote me a check immediately. And I'm like, oh,
Wow.
okay, this is
Yeah.
gonna happen. Okay, that's fun. Then let's do.
Mhm.
It's a fun ride. So your
Yeah.
life becomes a fun ride rather than a struggle of meeting your goals every single time. Same
Mhm.
thing with this book with Hay House Publishing. A lot of people ask me, how do you land a Hay House book deal? Do you need to hire agent, this and that? I say no. There's an email just drop in my inbox after I channel the system because I'm just doing what I naturally do. Like it wasn't even a struggle or a goal setting or I have to sit down how many hours. I channel it in a week. So
Mhm.
that's
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
So that's the state. I want to show people that that's possible. It's not
Mhm.
like life doesn't have to be a struggle. If you are just naturally in who you are, it flows and
Mhm.
opportunities come to you. You don't need to chase the opportunity. That's the
Mhm.
beauty of doing this work. So it's almost like it's healing from the outside in. You can
Mhm.
heal, you can be a healthy person, and at the same time, from inside out, you manifest. So it's
Yeah.
like in the end of the day, it's about light. It's
Mhm.
literally about that light energy. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's really
I'm
transformative to me.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I just like it's so like a breath of fresh air, especially for all the high achievers that listen to this, because it's like that doing, control, going constantly can feel like so exhausting, but it's like
Yeah.
that allowing and like letting things like come to you just feels like so freeing. And I think something that's like can be a struggle with that is like that trust, like
Yes.
trusting it, like, okay, I'm doing the inner work, but then you don't necessarily see it in your outer world. Do you mind just like sharing your perspective on that? Like when we are doing the inner work, but then the outer world's not matching that, how do we trust that it's all working?
Yeah, Kelly, that's such a great question because
Mhm.
I'm a really high achieving person. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not deflect. I'm really accepting myself as who I am at this point.
Hmm.
So I went through that, like when I'm doing this, this is my goal. Why is it not manifesting? It's because your energy is too attached to it, to be honest. You are
Hmm.
so attached to it. Like and sometimes if you let go of that attachment, I know it's hard, but I will tell you how to do it. Because I did it,
Yeah.
because it's it's when you're fixating in a particular outcome, in a particular thing, you actually block the natural flow of abundance to bring you even big better things that you
Mhm.
actually never expect to happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes it blow my mind that okay, that can happen, like I didn't even know that that's possible. Things happens like that. So like if you want to attract and naturally and having fun and not worry, or like, you have to let go of the control. It's
Mhm.
the control and the attachment that's what's blocking the manifestation.
Mhm.
All you need to worry about, it's actually your inner peace. And when you're working on your inner peace, if your intention working on your inner self is to get a specific outcome, not for the sake of healing that particular piece or be a better person, you know,
Mhm.
then it's not going, then I can tell you that the end result is not going to be good.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, I work on my ancestral trauma so that I can have $1 million business. Like, for
Mhm.
example, if that's your intention, no way in hell you're going to have
Yeah.
the $1 million business. Sorry, not going to work.
Feels
Now,
manipulative at that point.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So your intention has to be pure. It's
Mhm.
almost like, like my intention, like for example, like channeling this system, like, is it my goal to so that I can become famous and well known? No. When I channel it, I did it maybe right now, maybe. But before then, like then I didn't even think about it. This is just
Yeah.
a natural way of doing it. Like I just need to do it. No
Mhm.
matter you like the thing that you call to do is no matter you get money or get reward or not, you have to do it because that's your soul's urge to do so. And if you can do that, you will forget about the outcome part. And
Mhm.
that's when the magic happened. So it's, you cannot be like, okay, I have this goal now, I need to be a Hay House published author, so that I can be hiring so many speaking gigs. And then now, okay, so now I'm doing my inner work, now this is my work, now I'm going to channel the system. And will that happen to me? I don't think so. You see the
Mhm.
difference. It's like you have to find that thing that is so much close to your heart. No
Mhm.
matter, it's just like, frick, if you get cancer, you have no choice. Like, is that's the priority? You need to heal it first. There was nothing else you need to do. And
Yeah.
it's your only intention to heal cancer? Yes. Will you say that, oh, I heal cancer so that I can become famous one day? I write a book about my story so that I can, yeah, that might, you might need to that. Who knows? You might, but is that what you like intent, your intention wasn't to do that. Same thing with me, meditation. Like I literally just want to heal my anxiety and depression. I wasn't seeking like, oh, so that I can become a spiritual teacher one day and become on a podcast, right? No, I didn't even think about that. So that's the detachment part. So if you can find that one thing, no matter you're working on your business or no matter working on your personal passion project, whatever that is, it's so called, you're so called to do it. Just like I'm going to paint, no matter people buy my painting or not, right? So it's like that's something that's like, okay, if I don't do it, I kind of die.
Yeah.
That type of spirit, you just do the damn thing. And if
Mhm.
that's like really in alignment with your soul's purpose, meaning that you need to check your soul aura color. Okay, that's really in alignment with who I am. I check all the, astrology, genie keys, human design. They all said that this is my destiny.
Mhm.
Although, all these other outer stuff haven't matched it yet, but this is exactly what I'm supposed to do. And I'm having fun doing it. I enjoy it so much. This
Yeah.
has to help the world, right? Okay, so if you're doing that, that's enough of an energy to have enough opportunity flow to you. That's
Mhm.
when miracles happen. So
Yeah.
how I do that is by that. It's by like, no matter, because no matter I get a reward or not, I need to heal my ancestral trauma. No matter I get a reward or not, I need to channel this system. So the detachment or let go of the control of the outcome. Now you can set your desires. It's beautiful to have a goal, but you need to let go of the detachment. Like,
Yeah.
you can have a goal that, okay, this year I really want to manifest, $1 million business. No problem.
Mhm.
Have that, have your vision board, but don't fixate on that.
Mhm.
Because life might open a different door, a slightly different door. Hey, actually, there were more beautiful opportunity here waiting for you rather than that particular thing.
Yeah.
And it's the energy is not too tight. And when you are having fun doing that, of course, the trust piece, such important thing. Remember that I mentioned when my mom healed her cancer, I didn't even doubt it. Like I did not even doubt it. Now, the beginning might be hard. It's a muscle. It's almost like a muscle that you need to kind of strengthen. Now I really don't doubt miracles. I actually expect miracles. Not kidding. So it's a muscle. At the beginning, you might need some little tests, like smaller tests. Don't be so big. Now, if you're interested in connecting with your spirit team, because I believe spirits help me, so you can ask them for a sign or a symbol or something small. You can experiment something small, like not like so big that you require a lot of energy to match that yet, right? Like simple things. Maybe I want a new car, new bicycle, like something small. I don't know, whatever you want. Okay. So, and then you work towards it, work on your inner thing to match that. And if that small step, already get you there and you get a little taste of it, oh, it seems like it's possible, seems like now literally I had a private client call this morning. She shared with me, because I shared these examples, it sounded like so grand. I don't want it to be, out of reach. I really wanted to bring it down to earth so you can use it. My client, I think she was dealing with some kind of like a possession of a house, was with her in-laws family. Like she really doesn't want that anymore. She didn't set a really clear boundary at the beginning. So this second house with her husband, she wanted to be, on their own, don't deal with particular, family dramas and everything. And she voiced this up. Now her challenge is that she never voiced that her demand or her wish. So she always kind of shuffle by the flow, listening, be a people pleaser type thing, right? So she work on that. She just work on her own inner peace. Like, how can I set boundaries? Not like, of course, the outcome, like she didn't expect, okay, if I know how to set boundaries and have clear expectations, and the goal is that so for forever, these properties be mine. Like she hasn't had this. She just literally like, I want to be more firm on my boundaries. I want to be able to voice my needs. And she did, right? And then what happens? She just literally talking to her husband, has nothing to do with the in-laws. And what happened, the miracle happened or insight, is that her in-law actually approached them and saying that it might be easier to make it more clearer that, from now on, the properties, you do it on your own and we can deal with the old house. She was like, wow, I've never like, I thought that I need to go there to approach them, to have a deep conversation so that I can manifest this. I'm like, yeah, now you get a small taste of it. So now you get a small like this is not huge, not like I want $1 million business, right? So I want to give you concrete examples, or healing cancer. That's a little bit bigger, right? So maybe a small issue that you're healing, a chronic, especially chronic, then you know that it's definitely working. If it is a chronic migraine, if it is a chronic something that you never heal in my life, and then all of a sudden I work on it, it actually heal, and see what miracles it brings about. Make the connection. Oh, once I heal this, it's related. I don't know, my ankle is like always hurting or whatever. You heal your ankle, it's a red aura layer. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that just something just happened to me. That's when like small, like a few small things you experiment and this works. Then I'm like, right now I don't even doubt it. And that trust is built. So, and that's how I would say to get your muscles up.
I love that. It's so fascinating and something that I want to implement, because I've literally had like nasal congestion, like when I go to sleep for like years. And it's like, it's just, So I'm like, now I know. Now I know I need to get blue chakra.
Yes. Chakra. Yes, that's right. So try the tools that I mentioned for the and blue lotus flower tea. I like to use that drink. Try things, and then once you heal that, I'm sure something related to communication or like speaking up. I don't know whether it's a new invitation to speak or it's another opportunity. You will see synchronicity just happen. Now, why are you doing that? Are you just trying to get like this and that? No, you just want to get rid of this, right?
That's clear.
Exactly. Like you're thinking about all of these others. No. That's the same thing. You need to be in that energy When you
Mhm.
create and manifest, you just
Yeah.
mind your own business. And then you realize, oh, something else happens. Oh, that can happen. So that's when you manifest miracles. So
Yeah.
you cannot be so tight a grip on, like, I already have all these fixated goals, like this year I need to buy a house, that year buy this car, that year and do. This is just like human manufacture, you
Mhm.
know, manifestation. The true
Yeah.
manifestation is when you're in a flow, when you are, when you're just being yourself and having fun. That's
Mhm.
when the universe throw you good fortune.
Yeah, I love that. It's such good clarity and just I think such a powerful reminder for everybody who's like in this and like just to what that means to just be within your own zone and just go from the inside out. And I want to respect your time, but there's so much more I could ask you. But for someone who wants to connect with you and of course grab your book, which was awesome, I highly recommend it. Where can they find you?
Yes, definitely. So pretty much everything that I offer is on my main website, helencreatesbeauty.com. And if you purchase the book, you can also get three bonuses. First, you can join my private Facebook group called the Aura Color Wheel Circle. It's almost like a book club with some course takers of mine that can like you. I host live Q&As and spirit message readings. So spirit message reading is pretty much I tune into the quantum field, see who are your spirit guides currently and what messages they have for you. I mean, my community always love this, and I host this in the group on a quarterly basis. So if you purchase the book, you know that you're not alone. We are doing this together, and you can always ask me questions in the community. I can literally answer you right there. And the second thing is actually the most favorite thing is a personalized Feng Shui birth element and gua number reading. And that particular reading tells you the four lucky directions for your health, wealth, spiritual growth, and abundance. So that way you know in which direction to put, to decorate and what your power position is. So that just that reading alone, it's already powerful.
Mhm.
And the link to claim the bonus, it's on my website, helencreatesbeauty.com. It's on the top, layer. It says claim book bonus, and then you can enter your birthday information, and I will send you the reading. And the last, but do not neglect bonus is that you get $50 of the Rainbow Aura Meditation Bundle. Now, remember, what got me here is literally meditation. So that's why I really want to give the gift of meditation. Now, that particular bundle has 7 meditations for each aura layer. So total is 49. So literally, like which aura layer you're working on, you can listen to that meditation to help you heal and raise your vibration. And those are all originally composed solfeggio frequency music. So even though you don't do meditation, you just put it on and go sleep or take a nap,
Mhm.
it's going to raise your vibration.
Yeah.
And it's like it's so cheap, you cannot believe it. So do meditation. I just want to encourage more and more people meditate.
Yeah.
So those are the three bonus when you get the book. And also, if you want to work with me on a regular basis, so almost like a group coaching setting where we have an energetic container for your soul's growth, I have a monthly membership called the Aura Evolution Sanctuary. So you can sign up for the membership where we meet once a month. We go over a theme and then we work on that particular area of your life, which I think is very supportive and helpful as your soul grow. As we evolve, right? We have different area to heal, and then you can have an ongoing support as well. So, and lastly, it's I have a weekly podcast called the Aura Evolution Podcast. It's live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So if you catch me on a Monday, I'm doing the live. You can ask me questions in the live, so I can respond to you. And if you're busy, you just want to listen to the audio every Tuesday on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can listen to the audio. So I hope you can, get in my community and we grow our souls to the next level.
I love that. There's so many resources, so much support. I love that, everything you shared. And I'll definitely put everything in the show notes. So if you're listening, definitely connect with Helen. And I cannot thank you enough. This has been fantastic. And I know it's just going to deeply resonate with so many people who maybe are feeling those symptoms, wanting more understanding of themselves. And this gives them such a great step to move towards that. So thank you so much.
Yeah, because I myself went through that, so I am not a foreigner to, burning out to burning bright, right?
Mhm. Oh, I love
So
that.
yeah, so I hope everybody to do the same. It's literally my purpose. Just
Yeah.
just put it out there. Yeah.
I love that. And I think you're such a testament to that and your journey. And thank you so much for sharing your story because it's again through that we can see ourselves and how we can evolve internally. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. And again, for everyone listening, if you found value in this episode, share it with someone who could also benefit from it. It's only through these messages that we can all become more expanded versions of ourselves. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Kelly, for this opportunity and sharing more light to the world.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.